Hello, students. Welcome to your first exciting lesson with Mrs. Tega Festus. I'm glad to have you in my first class, and I'm very sure you are excited too. I look forward to you enjoying every bit of this lesson. In today's lesson, we'll be seeing the definition of physical and health education. We'll also be seeing the nature of physical and health education and the objectives of physical and health education, and finally, scope of physical and health education. Let's get started. Physical education is a subject which emphasizes human movement. It majors on the movement of the body in various activities. For example, while bending, standing, or moving. And even in dance, swinging your body from side to side also requires movement and intentional movement of objects like ball in soccer games. Even in our daily living, we rely on movement to carry out our individual tasks. This movement could be acquired naturally or learned deliberately. Therefore, physical education can be defined as the study of man and his movement capabilities in different environments. In the past, physical education was seen as a subject emphasizing muscle building, that is, physical results only. But presently, it is generally seen as a science subject which emphasizes the knowledge of structure and function of the body with special reference to the number of ways humans move. It also emphasizes the effect of movement on the human body and what limits man's ability to move effectively. It's also a process of acquiring good job opportunities. Objectives of physical and health education explains why we study human movement. In other words, people engage in movement activities for some reasons. The main objectives of physical education include the following. Number one, organic development objective. We all agree that the human body is made up of systems, and these systems make the body work. Without these systems, the human body will be good as dead. All of these systems work together to achieve a healthy body. These systems include the circulatory system, the digestive system, the respiratory system, and also the excretory system. All of these systems have to work together to promote even growth in the body. For example, for the heart to pump blood efficiently to all parts of the body, its muscles must be strong and tough. This can only be achieved by giving the heart the necessary exercise. The excretion of waste matter from the kidney, lungs, and skin will be effective if these organs are constantly made to work when subjected to the right movement. Another objective is intellectual development objective. This objective deals with the individual mental development. In the past, people believed that those who do well in sport have muscles and no brains. This is no longer the case because nowadays intellectual skills is needed to solve sport problems. In physical education, when movement in a person is bad, it can be trained to be good and attractive. For example, to catch a ball, there must be effective coordination of the eyes and hands for effective control of the ball. One of the importance of physical education is to train the body to become strong and fit. This can be achieved by engaging different parts of the body in human movement activities. Fitness reduces the use of energy and adds to individual confidence. So fitness generally keeps the body in good shape. The next objective is social development objective. These objectives sees to the development of honesty, respect for authority, and a desire to abide by rules, belonging, and working together for a common purpose. Limitation of class, language, and race are dealt with. Other objectives are emotional development objective, use of leisure time objective, and earning objective. Scope has to do with the areas the subject covers. Physical education goes beyond running, jumping, and throwing. The subject covers movement opportunities on land, also known as terrestrial movement. Covers movement opportunities in water, also known as aquatic movement, and all movement opportunities in climbing, known as arboreal movement. It also covers movement opportunities in air, also known as aerial movement. Examples of movement opportunities in land include movements in football, athletics, tennis, gymnastics, etc. etc. Examples of movement opportunities in water include swimming, water polo, canoeing, diving, etc. etc. Then examples of movement in air, also known as aerial movement, include double somersault in tumbling, jump, and half turn. Examples of movement opportunity in climbing include hand climbing and cross-leg climbing. These movement opportunities are realized in 5 broad areas, namely instructional physical education, extramural physical education, adaptive physical education, and recreational physical education. Instructional physical education is a medium through which individuals acquire knowledge, skills, attitude, interest, and values in physical education from their teachers so that they can become educated in the theory and practice of the subject. The student is mentally prepared in this area. This covers movement activities in physical education carried out within the walls of the school but outside the classroom period. They accommodate inter-class or inter-house activities in sport, games, athletics, and gymnastics. This is done for fun, enjoyment, and to perfect skills. Example of intramural sport activities include basketball and touch football. Extramural activities are activities done outside the walls of the school by those who are skillful. Such skills are used to compete with other schools. This allows schools within the same area or far apart to come together at a fixed location and time for some type of competition. It is undertaken at 2 levels, namely interscholastic and intercollegiate. Interscholastic activities refers to primary school children coming together to be involved in varieties of games. The spirit of competition is very low. 2 or more neighboring schools come together to participate in games that are carefully selected to suit the students. This is done to strengthen relationship between or among schools. In intercollegiate programs, schools of secondary and tertiary levels are involved. These activities here are highly competitive. Students of different secondary schools or universities come together to participate or compete with each other. At the end, they win points for their individual institutions. Example is when students engage in school sports or Nigeria University Games. Professionals are developed from here. The next area we're going to be looking at is adaptive physical education. This is an area of physical education that caters for the individuals who are handicapped and therefore cannot take part in regular sport activities. So, in a nutshell, we talked about definition of physical and health education. We define physical education as the study of man and his movement capabilities in various environments. I also talked about the nature of physical education as a science which emphasizes the knowledge of structure and function of the human body. Then I talked about the objectives of physical education as a subject which explains why we study human movement, and I listed a couple of objectives to us. Then lastly, we talked about scope of physical education, and I said scope refers to the areas that the subject covers, and we also listed the various broad areas of physical education. With this, we've come to the end of this lesson. Trust you enjoyed watching this video. See you in our next class. Goodbye.